First of all, Joe, what on earth are you doing on the London Underground?
Just come from the Froch Kessler weigh-in, heading straight back up to Manchester to train the lads. Crawler, who's fighting Reese, and the Smith boys are all fighting in June, and then back down first thing tomorrow morning after the run on the moors for Callum Smith on the Froch Kessler bill.
But just briefly, how do you see the fight going tomorrow night?
At the very first I thought Froch, but for something in me it just sees Kessler now at the moment. It's just changed a little bit. I think the most probably Kessler underestimated Carl last time and Carl got him, and I think Kessler's coming now with a bit between his teeth. I think he's got the tools to do the job, but with Carl Froch, he's Mr. Excitement. You just can't write him off, can you? And we were there at ringside that night when he beat Butte, and I'm sure, like I say, Carl will be hoping for that type of performance, but it's a real pick and fight. It's hard to get, but I changed my mind at the beginning before I was speaking to you in the interview. I had Froch, and then I was talking to you, I've changed to Kessler now, and he'll change most probably 50 times again by the time I get back to Manchester.
You mentioned Callum then, he's on the bill tomorrow night. Is he the best young fighter you've worked with?
No, but I do feel he's one of the top prospects in the UK at the moment. He's 5-0 now, fighting an undefeated kid, 3-0, who can whack a little bit. So that's a good fight for him. He's a live floater, and hopefully a few of the main fights go well in. He'll perform in front of 20,000, which would be a great thing for him.
Yeah. Moving on to Anthony now, he's coming off that draw against Derry. How is Anthony doing? I sensed it took him a while to get going in that fight, but he really showed some bottle in that, and I scored it for Anthony. Is he okay in himself?
Yeah, brilliant. Like I say, I'm glad Boxing News. I think everyone in the press that night scored it for Crawler, apart from the Liverpool Echo. I say Boxing News scored it 8-4 Crawler. The plan with Crawler always was not to engage early on, to move, take things on his gloves and move around. And we've always noticed Derry's never won a fight on points down the straight over 12. So the plan was to come late and come strong, and that's what he did do. He's in training now. He's got a great opportunity fighting Gavin Reese. I just see yourselves have ranked him number 6 in the world, so that'll be a great scalp, and that'll also be Anthony. He's got a great chance to be the first Briton to ever beat Gavin Reese. He's only lost to Kotelnik and Broner, but like I say, it's not got to be an easy fight, but I really fancy Anthony strongly in this, and that's no disrespect to Gavin Reese, but it's all about styles making fights.
Anthony, he was involved in that fight with Kieran Farrell. Did that haunt Anthony a little bit?
Well, do you know, it was very, like you say, touched on it there with Derry. Got off to a bit of a slow start. You don't know till you get in there. He assured me it wouldn't. I was a bit nervous about it, and I didn't want people talking about Farrell going into that fight, but he's been in there since now. But I think the fight with Kieran Farrell has also served as a great appetizer for the Gavin Reese in style-wise and everything else. We had a good dress rehearsal there, so we'll see wise, but he's all right in himself. What he does now is he's going to become a dad at the end of August. Yeah, so I said to him I wanted him to have a long rest, but he said the Reese fight come, and he says we'll fight Reese, and then after that then he's got to go and enjoy being a father, and most of a fight then November, December. But saying that though, if he beats Reese, he'll want to fight Burns, so there's no rest for him, is there? It's Mr. Box Office in Manchester at the moment, Anthony Crawler.
Fingers crossed, Paul Smith's going to be fighting now July. It's been put back.
June the 28th.
Oh, is it June 28th for Paul?
The night before, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So, how's Paul Smith looking?
He's doing well. I think he's getting sick of it being put back, but like I say, that's the same for Tony Dodson. You can't let that set you back. I think you've got to see the best of Dodson. I think you've got to see a Dodson in a very way that where everyone written Derry off when he first fought Crawler. I think you'd be foolish to underestimate Tony Dodson. I think he's got to come with and turn back the years a little bit. Tony Dodson, it's his last opportunity. It's Paul Smith's last opportunity, and neither of them lose. They finish. They'll have to retire. There's nowhere for him to go. If they win, they'll have another payday, and I think that's motivating Dodson as much as it is motivating Paul Smith. But it's got to be a good fight. But I do expect Paul to win, which I'm going to say anyway.
Do you think there might be an issue with Tony Dodson's weight? I remember speaking to him a few years ago, and he was saying he was really struggling to make super middleweight. What do you think's changed?
I think he's just like anything. He's grown into a man, got developed man strength, got a bit bigger, a bit stronger. You look at all the fighters; they don't, when they turn pro, stay at the weight. They all move up. But like you say, with the fights being delayed and put back, I think it's giving Tony Dodson the edge because it's giving more and more time to bring his weight down slowly, get his body. His body now will be at such a place now, ready for June the 15th. That he's near the weight. Now it's been delayed by a couple. He's got to be down near the weight for nearly a month the time to get in the ring, and you best not censor you've been framed. Yeah, so definitely. So I think it gives Tony Dodson a little bit of an edge there by the fight being put back 2 weeks because he's walking around near the weight, very much like Paul is a little bit, but Paul don't have the problems possibly that Tony would have. it's more of a level playing field now.
And on to Stephen. How's Stephen getting on?
Stephen's all right. He was so frustrated. He near enough quit boxing. He'll tell you that there. He was due to fight in March. Then it was put back to April, and then there was nothing. And he came in and he says, "I'm done with boxing, Joe. That's it. I'm finished. I can't do this. I've not fought for a year. I've got a young child, and I'm quit with boxing." He went away, had a talk with his girlfriend, and he's come back and he's like being promised now he's due to fight on June the 15th, but that's put back now to June the thingy. But he's flying in the gym at the moment. He's done some great sparring with Scott Quigg and Anthony Crolla. So he's flying. You can't blame the kid's not fought for you. He's totally disheartened. And people understand they haven't got jobs. This is the job, the professionals, and they treat it like that. And as you know, in a year, Christmas has come, birthdays has come, holidays have come, and he's a father as well. So where's his money coming from? So it's hard. People don't see that side of it. And the fact that he's willing to still push on and train with a smile on his face speaks volumes of the kid. He's got total unbelievable dedication.
Definitely. We've only got one more stop, so if we move on to Scott Quigg quickly. What's going on with Scott Quigg at the moment?
Well, I've just left Scott Callum down there. Now we train today. He's in the gym training. We gave ourselves, I think it was the middle of March, let's go into camp, go training. He's training. He's walking around at around 9.3 now at the moment, and we're just waiting on a date. He's trying to sort out the situation, resolve that with Hatton Promotions. Obviously, there's no dates. He was due to fight on the Amir Khan bill, and for whatever reasons, that didn't materialise, and that would have been a fantastic platform for Scott. Had a little 8-10 rounder, brought him back into it. There's a world title purse bid going out on June the 14th to fight a good Cuban for the WBA belt, but that's something I'm going to have to look at there, because for me to put Scott Quigg straight in a world title fight, the time that comes around in the space of 10 months, people will call me a butcher, do you know what I mean? It'd be suicidal, so we'll have to sit down. But like I say, Scott's got to resolve his differences with Hatton Promotions and with his manager as well, and see what happens. But the kid's training and hopefully wanting to fight before the end of the season, June, July time. And if he doesn't, I'll tell you what, it's got to be absolutely carnage up in Manchester.
One last question. How on earth have you got time to be Joe Gallagher other than Joe Gallagher, the boxing trainer? Are you okay? Are you keeping all right?
Yeah, well, listen, Joe, what? At the weekend we had Saturdays and Sundays. Joe, I hate them. I hate them. If I haven't got that, I'm bored. I just can't wait to get into the gym. I'm bored. I'm climbing walls, and I watched that Ronnie O'Sullivan thing. You become depressant because you're missing snooker. I become that weekend. I miss boxing, and I just love it. I'm living the dream, and I'm fortunate that I'm in a position to do that. It doesn't last forever, and you've got to enjoy it while it lasts. There's no point moaning about it. Get on with it and take the rough with the smooth and move on with it.
Brilliant, Joe. I really appreciate you doing that in these ridiculous circumstances. Cheers.